Hello, and welcome to the We Recommend podcast, a movie podcast where every week we recommend a movie for you to watch and then come back here and listen to us discuss. I'm Jesse.
I'm Jason.
I'm Dakota.
How do you kill something that's already dead?
How do I know, Fred? Let me think.
It's not a bad question, Bert. Because this week we recommend The Return of the Living Dead.
Yay.
So, we literally named our cat after the character Bert because of It's Not a Bad Question, Bert. It is funny watching it this time. We always say,
That's a good question.
That's a good question, Bert, but it's completely the opposite of what the movie
I
is.
was watching it and I'm sitting here. I walked away and I'm like, oh shit, that's right.
How did we change that? And then I didn't even remember that it did the whole at the end where it just keeps saying, it's not a bad question, Bert.
Yeah.
It's not a bad question, Bert. And then I'm like, damn, this song goes with this. And then I just kind of started singing, it's not a bad question, Bert. It's not a bad question, Bert. Like, come on, that's so good. My biggest thing I immediately want to start this off of, right? Dan Bannon, right? Anybody?
Dan O'Bannon.
Anybody recognize that name?
He's the director.
Yes, he is the director. Anything you think he might have done that is a big deal, specifically right now?
He did yogurt? That's
No.
Dannon.
No, that's Dan. Yeah, you're right.
So this guy, Dan O'Bannon, co-writer of Alien, very specific because it's in the credits of every Alien Earth.
Nice.
Oh, like,
And that is the director of this movie.
like he was like part of the person who created it, or he's doing help.
He's a writer of Alien, the first Alien, so
Yeah.
he gets a story credit every single Alien show. So every single thing you've ever watched Alien, Dan O'Bannon's been in the credits. He directed this movie. We absolutely fucking love this movie.
Yeah.
Dakota?
I fucking like. I think of this movie. I'm just like, this is fucking metal.
And you
man.
remember we were kind of talking about like vampires or something like over vacation because we just got back from vacation. And I was telling you about the movie Life Force. Fucking Dan O'Bannon wrote Life Force.
Wow.
It's like space vampires come.
That sounds
Oh,
amazing. I've
yeah.
never seen it.
Huh? Well, now
That's
I gotta
awesome.
watch it.
Isn't it fun? It's cool. I was like, oh shit, what a perfect time to do. Can't wait to put in the tags Dan O'Bannon and Alien. We're gonna get extra listens. So this movie, pretty iconic. Jason, have you ever seen it until now?
I never watched the whole thing. I had seen the beginning when they get gassed, and then
What did you think
insane.
of Return of the Living Dead?
It is insane. Just like the zombies could talk.
Yes.
That was fun.
Tar Man.
This is kind of hilarious.
I don't know how. First time we watched, like, because I watched it over here,
Mhm.
I missed him like that first time. Because when I went back and rewatched it,
You missed Tar Man?
yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know. I was just like, this movie's so fucking cool. Because when they were talking and laying traps, it's like, these are legit
They're
zombies.
smart.
These are scary zombies. Even though this movie, when I went back and was looking it up to see if I could stream it since I couldn't find my physical copy, I was like, oh, this is a comedy? I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I guess I see it because when I first watched it, I didn't see it as that. I just saw it as like over the top extreme.
No, it's like just going once Frank and Freddy get gassed and then they start getting worse. It's like Frank is like, oh God, just like the entire rest of the movie. And it's just like, bro, chill out. And then whenever, what's her name? The girl like rips,
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
rips all her clothes off and then she starts dancing. I always thought it was like, oh, this is kind of like a skeezy. We got to put a naked woman in it. But then this time when I was watching it, the way it was all coming together,
Yeah.
and then you have the two like gutter trash punks
Yes.
bring out their like road flares. I'm like, where the
Yes.
fuck did that? I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. This movie's hilarious. I was like, this is the most like asinine situation here. And we're just like, yeah, here we go.
You gotta have some road flares for when some full frontal nudity breaks out.
Right? In
I
a
love the
cemetery.
dude who was like, I've got a lot to say. And usually they don't. And
Yeah.
he's like, hey, have respect for the dead. It's like, he
Yeah.
has some character depth. To him.
Yeah, I love that
That's
guy.
why his brain got chewed up. I love that. The way.
Nobody understands me, trash.
This stuff means something.
What was his name? Suicide or something?
Suicide.
Oh, God.
Then you got Scuzz,
Gosh.
Trash,
I
Spider,
just-
and then Chuck.
That is what really sold me on the movie even more was when they get the one that's half decayed and she's like, brains.
Yeah.
And she explains it. I was like,
That was
This-
really interesting.
it
It's
made us,
sad.
it did. And I was like, because when this is described,
Makes me
I
scared
couldn't
to
remember
die.
why. And she says, we feel ourselves decaying. I was like, and brains are really like, I definitely see why now.
Yeah.
But they don't feel themselves decaying until they get gassed with the
Well,
acid rain, right?
What's funny is that out of all the ways that people were turned, the one that looked the most painful was the ones who slowly died and turned into him, which was like
Freddie and Frank.
Freddie
Yeah.
and Frank. And I was like, you guys, I would just be like, no, just let me be dead already dead. Cause
Ugh, dude, when Frank, it's, which I have a little more facts about Frank get incinerating himself, but I was like,
oh yeah, that was such
a good scene.
I'm like, this
That was Frank's idea. The actor that played
Oh,
Frank,
that's
he's like,
cool.
That is cool.
he
See,
was
I
supposed
didn't-
to just join like the people in the rain, but he was like, it's like I think he would want to like actually kill himself instead of becoming a zombie, and it was his idea to take the ring off and stuff. And I was like,
Wow.
oh my god, this movie is so good.
I just thought of my double feature because I was about to ask. But I'll say, so I don't know how you are with zombie movies. There's not a lot that I genuinely watch and enjoy. Like I feel like the quality, is easy to drop off.
Sure.
So I was sitting here, like, what's my top like zombie movies that I could watch? This is one of them, along with
Train to
Dawn of the
Busan.
Dead, Train to Busan.
Oh yeah, that one is.
That's good. I always forget about that one because I've only seen it a few times. That one, and I do like. I kind of combine them together as one movie because there's certain parts I like about the second one versus the first one. But Resident Evil, the first one, I thought was good.
Hell yeah, that one's really fun.
And then I kind of lose it after that. I'm like, I can't even do top 5 that I would know.
Yeah, it's hard to. What about Zombie Stripper Nightmare?
No,
Never see that one.
I like it to be, if you're going to do something, either be like super fun and extreme, like not Return of the Living Dead, because it's still super violent.
Yeah.
But it's so funny.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of like good foreign ones. There's a lot of them that I like are low budget, and there's not that many zombies.
Yeah,
so
that's my thing.
It's tough to like recommend them to you. But yeah, there's like the Battery, Pontypool.
I've seen Overlord, but it's been a while since I've watched
that
it.
one's good. That was supposed to be a Cloverfield movie, and then they decided, no, we'll just keep it. And it was good enough to be
one
its own
time
thing. Yeah.
that they decided to
Have
do
you
that.
ever seen Cargo?
No, I want
It's
to though. That's
so
got Martin Freeman,
Sad.
and he's got to carry this kid around.
I guess the other one
So
that would
sad.
maybe be like, I don't know what it is about zombie movies. I kind of want like higher quality out of them, even though there's a million that are like, eh.
Yeah.
I really like. It kind of floats around. I have forgotten the name of it. The one with the morgue and the
Reanimator.
no. So it's basically girl hooks up with dude. Dude fucked a dead body, and she
Nice.
gets infected and slowly starts turning into a zombie.
Hell yeah. That's
Don't know.
hot.
You never seen it?
Not that. I
It's basically
think
her
of.
whole perspective as she's like getting sicker and slowly turning into a zombie. At one point, she like gets this is a big spoiler for the movie. I don't think it's an okay movie. Is she goes to hook up with a dude because she's like distraught or something.
Isn't her eye all fucked up?
No, she goes to fuck and he pulls out and maggots. fall- Yeah.
Yes. I think
Yeah.
I have seen that.
Yeah.
She's a waitress.
Yeah, something like that.
And she, like, yeah, her eye is like fucking
Yeah,
nasty.
it starts to start.
And her, yeah, I've seen that.
Contracted.
Yes, that's it.
Oh, I actually started watching that, and then I was like, "This is gross."
Yeah, it's
And I was with a friend, and we are just like, "This." It didn't feel. It was kind of wasn't super good at the beginning, so I
no,
kind of quit.
it gets better. It's an okay. It's one of those. It's like no, one time watch.
It's weird that there's not better, like more zombie movies now,
Yes.
especially since Walking Dead came out, and they didn't really.
I think it's because of Walking Dead. No one wants to make more because everyone's after Walking Dead. I think that's when the zombie craze kind of oversaturation with them.
We've had enough.
Well, like, have y'all seen Land of the Dead?
That's the sequel to Dawn of the Dead, right?
Well, so it's Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Land of the Dead. They're all Romero's.
Is Dan?
He also did Diary of the Dead. I enjoyed that one. He did a lot. There's Dance of the Dead. That one's pretty fun. That's not Romero, but it's like their kids are going to like a prom or something, and then
Fuck yeah.
zombies break out. I remember when I watched that, I was probably in high school or just started Motlow. That one was really fun, I thought, but I don't know
I've never
if it
heard.
still
I
is.
just picturing the disco.
This was before Walking Dead. At Hastings, I used to just go and rent zombie movies, bad or good. I watched a lot of really shitty zombie movies.
There's the oversight. So not only with Walking Dead being the zombie because you had media, you also had zombies and Black Ops, which I never liked. So there's more of that. And then there was another show called iZombie where she like And then Warm
the
Bodies. I think we're
I
just.
enjoyed
Warm
Warm-
Bodies was pretty cool.
I actually
Yeah.
enjoyed Warm Bodies.
I like their concept of
It
what
was
he
just
was.
Romeo, whatever he goes out,
Yeah.
because it's Romeo and Juliet. Then when he goes out on the balcony and he's like, she's like, oh, and I'm like, this is kind of funny.
He goes to meet with his friend every day.
Yeah, and that like Nick Holtz,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Nick,
believe. Yeah,
Lex Luthor.
yeah.
I made a joke, random off topic. We keep our window open so Broly can look,
hmm
and
That's his dog.
Bubby, whatever. He was holding him. Girlfriend was holding him because there was a bird out the window, and she's like, "It's just a bird. It's just a bird." And I walked out. It's like he's just like Lex Luthor. He's like, "Fuck that flying bastard over there."
All right, I do have some questions for you guys. So, do you prefer slow zombies or fast zombies?
Hmm.
It's tough. It's very, very tough.
So,
Because the original in me says slow zombies are better, especially since my favorite zombie movie is the original Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
They're slow, and I love that movie.
I think I like slow.
But
'cause
then you
it
got,
makes
like,
more sense to me.
28 days later and shit, and it's just like,
I think I'll have to go fast.
Let's
28 days
go.
later. Thank you. That would be my top 5
Hell
one right
yeah.
there.
That
Yeah.
one's so good.
I mean, 28 weeks later is also good. I don't know if y'all
Yeah,
seen
it
that.
was.
It's been a while since I've watched it. I've been wanting to watch 28 Days so I could then and maybe enjoy 28 weeks later because I remember it not being as good.
The opening and then when the mother comes back, it's just like some of the best zombie shit I've
Hell yeah.
seen. It's
Yeah.
just really good, and you got Jeremy Renner in it, which is fun.
Nice.
I think it's because with slow zombies, I'll sit there and think of like, you can kind of outrun them on your feet. And when you add like just being able to outrun them on your feet, it kind of takes the fear away a little.
Yeah, but that's where it's like the fun parts of that is once you hunker down and they're surrounding you, it's like, shit, I should be able to run away, but there's so
Yeah.
Yeah,
many.
they win by horde numbers. What I like about fast zombies is that it could just be one. Because if they
Yeah.
can run,
Yeah,
it literally also Zombieland's another good one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Their whole rule is like cardio because they kind of run, but they're not that fast.
yeah,
But if you take it where they can, you could just make one zombie terrifying.
yeah.
Sure.
I guess what I like about the slow zombies is that even, it just gives more flexibility of getting away, which can
And
lead
fighting back.
yeah, which is kind of fun. Versus when it's the fast zombies, it's usually like, we don't fight zombies ever.
Yeah, you don't have a chance.
So, like, what do we do? And it's usually just a lot of hiding in houses, which I guess that's kind of every zombie movie. So it's usually, here's a little bit of zombies. Here's the whole middle portion of the thing where we're like, damn, they're still out there. Here's human conflict. And then it's the end. We got to get out of here. So I guess that's kind of every, except for this one where it's fucking Scooby-Doo the entire time. It's just running back and forth to place. Because I was watching yesterday, I was like, this is just Scooby-Doo here with zombies.
But it's great.
Yeah. So do you prefer brain-oriented zombies or just eating for the
Just
sake of
meat,
eating?
Just flesh. I think just the flesh.
Yeah.
yeah.
This is probably, I guess this is kind of the only real one, but like
Warm Bodies is.
it was pretty, if you have like the story that they need to eat their brains for, to make them for like
Remember.
Tylenol,
Oh,
essentially.
yeah,
It's very fun. I do like that. So you kind of have two sections of this movie. You have medical supply section, and you have suburban and gutter trash punks. So which do you prefer? Do you prefer the? I just like I like the idea of just calling them gutter trash. It's just
Gutter
it's fun.
trash.
But the punks or the the medical supply. Which part of the movie do you prefer? Because they're very different. The two.
They are, but
Because
they're
it's like
also
adults
kind of
versus,
trash too.
versus like high school teenagers or whatever they're supposed to be.
No, I think the medical supply parts are a little bit. They had a little bit more. I don't know,
I kind of think it's my favorite part too.
because you got the story of the two that are sick.
They're
and
also
they're
the-
also surrounded.
The two adults are the best actors.
Yes.
They're such good actors, especially Bert, man. It's just like, I looked up some of his IMDb and I was like, oh yeah, he's just been acting forever and he's good.
I thought for a while that the mortuary guy was Christopher Lloyd because he looks kind of like him.
Yeah, and I thought he was he almost looks like the guy, in Happy Gilmore, the guy that's constantly like yelling at Happy when he's gonna
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I thought it was him. Then I was like, shit, no, it's not him. There's so many people that look like this guy. I actually have some fun facts about
I can't wait. I didn't look and he's like, I'll just let him
his
do it,
name
'cause-
is Ernie. So the character Ernie is thought to be a Nazi due to him sharing his name with Ernst Kaltenberner.
Okay.
There are also character details that provide an indication of his past. Ernie listens to a German Africa
And he's got
Corpse
a Ruger.
march song on his Walkman while he embalms bodies, carries a German Walter P38,
Oh.
has a picture of Eva Braun in his monologue.
That will do
Morg refers to the rain sword coming down like in Schlacht. I can't say it, which means a drunk soldier in German. He really knows his way around a crematorium and seems surprised and ashamed when he learns that the dead can feel pain. Dan O'Bannon in the DVD commentary mentions that Ernie was intended to be an escaped Nazi in hiding.
Oh, cool.
So yeah,
That's cool.
yeah, I never knew that, and then I saw that in one of the facts, and I was like,
man, that adds so much to that. When I rewatch that, I'm gonna be like, holy shit, you could see it.
yeah,
Talk about transferable skills.
yeah. He's like, oh yeah, I know my way around a few different. I know how to burn people. Yikes! Yikes! You'll enjoy this fact, Dakota, because it's about physical media. So, in an unprecedented move, a fan of the film started an internet campaign to get the movie released on DVD, because it wasn't. Going beyond simple fan petitions, Michael Allred created a webpage consolidating every bit of news relating to the film and contacted many of the film's principals, including the writer and director, Dan O'Bannon. He went on to put O'Bannon in touch with MGM, the studio that owned the film, and work began on getting the film released on DVD. O'Bannon and others who worked on the film credited Allred as his campaign for getting the movie released on DVD. Is that not cool?
That
I
is
would love
cool.
to be
That's
like,
cool.
I got Return of the Living Dead on DVD. I love an infinity.
It also just makes me mad because it just makes me realize that the people who distribute physical media instead of, because in my mindset, it's like, this is something that no matter what it is, needs a physical release for later future generations.
Sure.
But they don't see that. They see it
Yeah.
as, I ain't gonna make money on that. Don't do
Right.
that.
And
Oh,
it's
man.
crazy because it's like 28 days later. You can't find it on Blu-ray. Like I had it
shit.
I had it on DVD, and that's like the only physical. Like I don't think it ever got a Blu-ray release. I don't believe.
Girlfriend was telling me about that because like, let's watch 28 Days Later. She's like, it never got released. And I was like, what? And I left. And I was like, how is this movie
Yeah.
never been released?
Yeah, it just got kind of stuck in one of those situations, kind of
That's
like
wild.
Kevin Smith, Dogma, which is
Which-
coming to 4K.
So I'm wondering, because sometimes movies later on, like Donnie Darko, gets a cult following. I wonder if this movie was that like that, or was it very popular when it came out?
Nope, made money.
It made money.
Yep, I have some facts. It actually hurt Day of the Dead.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's partially responsible for Day of the Dead flopping. It's common for different studios to release similar films around the same time, like Armageddon and Deep Impact.
Yeah.
And the two volcano movies that happened, Dante's
Hell
Peak
yeah.
and
Volcano.
They filmed around the same time for competition. However, in the case of The Return of the Living Dead, it was simply poor timing. While The Return of the Living Dead was a surprising success at the box office, George A. Romero's Day of the Dead in the same year suffered. At the time, critics were not kind to Romero's film. Plus, audiences were already zombied out after The Return of the Living Dead. While O'Bannon's film brought humor into the mix, Romero's film was cold and distressing. Now, both films from the 1985 have become staples of the subgenre.
Day of the Dead, was that the one I was talking about?
Yeah, that's the one that's like learning to talk and stuff.
I like
Got
that
chained
one.
out. Yeah, it's a really good movie.
It is
and it also
a little,
has that helicopter
yeah,
chops off the top of his head.
Yeah.
It is a little slow though, but once they get to the zombie stuff and the effects, even I was sitting here like, yeah, that looks fucking painful.
Well, all of Romero's zombie films are pretty
I really like-
slow.
That was one of those, like, as I grew up, sci-fi and stuff like that had channels. That was one of those zombie movies I remember watching as a kid. And I remember one scene that was, it's the scene with like the hands through the wall. Looking on it now, it's goofy. I know how to do it, but I remember being as a kid, like, oh, what the fuck? 'Cause zombies always used to be my big, one of those like irrational fears.
Oh, really? I always thought it was cool. I'd be
I
like,
don't want to get eaten alive.
yeah, me neither.
Like trash.
Unlike trash.
She really wanted it.
Yeah, I remember the first time watching it when she said, like, oh, don't you just want a bunch of old people ripping at your skin? I was like, you're going to die.
That's exactly how you're gonna die.
Hold on a minute. So I was sitting here thinking, like, it's so cool how, like, if someone gets bit and they eat the brain, they don't get to function anymore. But she did. She's the only one we see get turned into one that's not bi.
She gets turned into a crazy one. Like her
Yeah.
jaw can extend and stuff.
Well, which is really just cool.
Yeah.
But I just thought
It
about that
makes no
because
sense because
thought
she
the
should
guy-
be ripped to shreds.
who dies in the beginning, who's like, I got depth to me.
Yeah.
because he gets bit, but only a little bit. I thought he was going to turn. He never turned.
Yeah. I guess because they ate his brain. I don't know.
Well, it didn't look like it, but
I don't.
Maybe
Yeah.
we
There,
just didn't see him.
there are some inconsistencies with the filmmaking.
I was like, well, it can't be his brain who got bit because they put a spike through one of their brains and it's still
Yeah.
going. That's another thing that makes the zombies so scary to me for these, is because it legit you can't stop them by burning them, but if you burn them, you spread the disease more. It's like, this is the ultimate zombie virus.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's what makes the ending so fucking good. So let's talk about censorship in film and TV. So in the actual film, the back of Freddy's jacket says, fuck you. Yeah. But since the filmmakers knew the Return of the Living Dead would have life being played on TV, they couldn't have that jacket. In the DVD commentary, O'Bannon stated that every scene with Freddy's jacket was reshot for TV, with the jacket hilariously saying television version. So on the back of his jacket says television version. I've never seen this on TV. I really want to watch it now.
Is
I
that what
noticed it.
that's crazy to think about. Television versions got reshoots and stuff like that versus now they would just be like, we just put CGI over it.
Yeah, and the most popular TV edit for a movie is Die Hard, which is like yippee-ki-yay. I can't even remember what
I
it
don't
says.
even know. I've never seen it on TV, so I don't know.
I saw it once and I was like, wait, what? It was really bad. And it was like, that's all they could come up with. Let's see. I think I kind of
Shut the front door.
said most of this. It created the brains trope, of course. There's two different versions of the different versions have different audio for the Tar Man. The most commonly found version features changes from the original version. For example, some of the music is a little different, but the biggest changes come from zombie voices. The iconic zombie known as Tarman features a deeper, more growly voice, whereas in the original VHS release, Tarman sounded more high-pitched and gurgly. Even the zombie in radios and Sid and More Cops sound different, apparently. So I've never watched the TV version, so I don't know. And apparently the producers hated running zombies. Okay, well, it gave no information about that. The brains are real. They're cow brains.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah. So Dan O'Bannon himself even ate some to make the zombie actors feel better about it. O'Bannon stated in commentary that he would never make the actor do something he wasn't willing to do himself. This isn't the first use of animal meat for gore. In Romero's Night of the Living Dead, the charred corpses of the zombies that the zombies eat were pieces of ham covered in chocolate syrup, which somehow sounds less appetizing.
So they were eating the actual cow brains?
That's
Yeah.
gross.
Oh,
Raw.
that wasn't raw, right?
Yucky.
What?
Ew.
I need more info here. Were they cooked? They had to like.
I
I don't
if
know.
you cook them, they turn all gray.
Apparently,
Yeah, but you could coat it in whatever syrup and
Yeah,
stuff.
sure.
and brains, you're not supposed to eat brains.
No.
It's very disgusting.
Yeah. It's not good for you.
Apparently, I can't remember why, but
You can get gout.
I'm just saying, currently, if we had these zombies break out, we ain't gonna have a lot of problems.
Because
there's
they can
no
use the
fucking-
phone.
No, because there's no fucking brains anywhere.
one of my favorite elements of this film is kind of the beginning when they're talking about the army and how
Yeah.
willy-nilly they are with like their stuff. And it just reminded me of that time where you were telling me about how they would just burn the Humvees and stuff.
Yeah.
Like when they're done with them, instead of just like getting rid of them, or they're getting stolen and things like that. Why, right? You were saying something about that, like in Afghanistan, where
Them been stolen. I don't know about.
They would dress
Burning
up as like people and then come
Yeah.
on and get because I just listened to the episode not long ago.
Yeah, that was crazy.
it's like, it's funny. I guess it still kind of has that, because the sentiment for Romero, he was very anti-war and stuff like that. A lot of his films, his zombie films, are kind of about that, either social justice things, and
Sure.
like some of his later ones were very anti-war type things. And I like that this movie kind of has that, still has that sentiment of
It's like,
like
yeah,
the
it was
army is
made by-
messing with shit that they're not supposed to. So it was just funny because I turned to Natalie, like, man, Jason said kind of talked about how it's like, yeah, sometimes the army stuff
Yeah,
will just
they-
get lost or something like that.
And they will destroy things just so that the enemy can't use
Yeah.
it.
So I thought it was kind of a great thing where like they have this one colonel who's just, his whole job is to try to find these barrels. And I was like, man, there was like a hint of realism to it. And I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't know that until I kind of met Jason.
Well, here's one thing that cracked me up, which maybe you'll be able to back it up. So I have seen where someone posted that when something says military grade, it's like, I've been in the military. We get cheap shit.
Yeah.
And when he says, this is grade A military stuff, because everyone
And
thinks it's
then he hits
military.
the
And it
barrel.
breaks, I was like, that cracks me up so much more knowing that, because they always say they sell stuff as military grade. And you think it's good because, if the military has it. It's like, oh, no, they're fodder. We don't care about protecting them.
Built by the lowest bidder.
Yeah,
Which makes sense for stormtroopers and why they could just take one blast. It's like, because they're cannon fodder. Just give them cheap-ass armor.
Man, I wish there was a zombie Star Wars movie. I'd take that.
You know, there was
Zombies that can use the Force.
There was a...
They just suck out your brains out of your ears. It's like their thing.
There was a comic that came, or a book story, where Vader comes onto a ship and there's a bunch of stormtroopers that are infected with the zombie virus.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I really wish they would make it. I was like,
Just watch
don't
them
be
slice
cowards.
through them all.
They
They'd
would just be so cool to watch.
They have to be fast zombies though.
Well,
just because
I don't know if you watched Ahsoka.
Their aim gets better somehow.
Anakin's hand and like Luke's hand comes back. I'm gonna get
Evil
you, Dad. Kind of exactly like Evil
thing.
Dead. Yeah.
I would love that, because then it's like, I just thought of Luke's hand like trying to be evil, and then Anakin's hand coming in, and then it's like, it's good to be with you, Father.
Brother. All right, guys.
Do a thumb war.
I think we should get into the plot. Before that, I would like the audience and us to think, hey, what's the point of this movie? Does it have a point? Is it just to have fun? We'll find out at the end. So we're going to hop into the plot. The movie starts off saying, the events portrayed in this film are all true. The names are real names of people and real organizations.
Yeah,
Lol.
that's how you know it's legit.
LOL.
This isn't based on real facts. And I love people who go to like Blair Witch, Paranormal Activity, and people who walk out there like, those poor people. I'm like,
Yeah.
like, come on now.
They did a really good job though with Blair Witch and tricking people. And
Well, it was like the first
'cause-
of its kind of.
and you know, as the internet was just kicking into gear, and they're like, they had a website. They put posters near the towns that they did it,
Hell yeah.
and like posters wherever they were like screening it. So it's like, oh my gosh, these are actual missing people. So fun. We'll eventually have to do that. So it's the 3rd of July, 1984. Location: Unita Medical Supply. You need it. We got it.
Great name.
Yeah, it's perfect. We meet Frank and Freddy. Frank is showing him around. We see him shipping a skeleton. Apparently, all skeletons come from India. They have perfect teeth.
That's amazing.
So I was very.
That's actually a really good point. I was like, yeah, every time I seen a skeleton, it's always got perfect teeth. I'm like, do they put fake teeth in
I'm
them?
just gonna say
Maybe.
skeleton.
No, but
You say-
skeleton.
Skeleton.
Yeah.
Did he say that?
Well, I mean, I just assumed it's every skeleton's last name is Skeleton.
Okay.
It's funny. I love skeletons.
Oh, he's
It's like
laughing at him.
Spider-Mans.
Okay. Well, I was wondering, like, those aren't real skeletons. They're just like, they make fake skeletons. They don't use real ones.
Yeah.
Because especially for learning, I was like, they don't.
Well, I mean, like, you know, medical-ish like things. Like, I'm
They
sure
don't-
they actually use. I mean, they have like a body farm in Knoxville.
I know, but they don't, like, keeping a skeleton together like that. You don't usually generally use a real one because it's going to move a lot. You're going to get powder and it's going to wear out. That's why you use plastic.
Hey, I don't know. They might. I don't know. Well, I mean, I guess it was.
You'd probably have to cover the bones in like epoxy or something.
It's,
It's something also their joints, like if you, because to keep it
They're
together,
wired together.
you have to screw it and you
Oh,
could
yeah.
probably run the risk of maybe with it getting brittle. And you just don't want live
true.
material like that just being out.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
Hey, if you actually work in the medical field and if you know that then mainly they're actually using real skeletons or they're using fake skeletons, okay, I'll stop. Send us an email at we recommend mailbag@gmail.com.
Or if you work on the body farm in Tennessee, we are there.
Yeah, and can we go?
Oh,
Let us know. So Frank shows Freddy cut in half dogs. Then you have Freddy going grrr, and then Frank, don't fool around. You're learning.
I had to turn that off because I was like, I just had Broly and there was knocking and stuff and he started getting woken up. I was like, I'm going to have to fucking mute it because he can't shut up.
So Frank then shows him corpses that the army uses for ballistic tests. This creeps Freddy out. Look alive. We then cut to a group of friends: Trash, Spider, Scuzz, Casey, Chuck, and Tina. They like sex and death.
Yeah.
Tina and Freddy are dating. They are going to pick him up because he always knows where the party's at. They just have to wait 2 hours. I was like, we'll get there 30 minutes
And
before he's
where's
supposed
he
to
gonna
come.
fit in the car?
Exactly. It's the 80s. They didn't care about seatbelts back then.
Sure.
Freddy asks Frank, what's the weirdest thing he ever saw? Frank brings up Night of the Living Dead. Apparently, there was a real incident which inspired George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead. Something about a chemical substance, Troxin 4-5, which returned dead bodies to life in the morgue. When the army solved the problem, they didn't know what to do with the remaining corpses and sent them to UNITA by mistake. Soon, they forgot to reclaim the living corpses from the medical supply company, UNITA. The Darrow Company, the one which invented and lost control of the substance, threatened Romero with a lawsuit. If he told the truth to the public, Darrow should have gotten the living corpses, but they only wanted to hide them from the public eye. And I still have a little bit of facts about
I love that
situation.
little story of like tying it together of like it was amazing. It's like, oh yeah, the movie. It's like it was a real thing. I don't know. I just love the little connection to it that they did.
So this is a part of some facts. The Darrow Chemical Company that manufactured 2,4,5 trioxin in the film is based on the Dow Chemical Company, which in reality manufactured a chemical defoliant in the 1960s, commonly known as Agent Orange, a 50-50 mix of 24D and 245T, whatever the fuck that is, used to strip jungles in the Vietnam War. Agent Orange was sprayed in Vietnam and Gagetown Army Base in New Brunswick, Canada. It caused a lot of adverse health effects and is no longer used, although it is used extensively in New Zealand up till the 1980s, where it was manufactured in New Plymouth and sold under the name Poured-On Brush Killer. To avoid being sued by the Dow Company, the makers of Return of the Living Dead created the Darrow, which sounds a lot like Dow when pronounced, but wasn't spelled the same. So yeah.
Do you think if there was a big ammonia leak at work that it would just like turn our bodies inside out into like piles of mush, or we just die?
I hope I turn into a cat zombie.
Yes.
A cat zombie?
Because their pee has ammonia smell.
Meow.
Pee has ammonia in it.
Meow,
I know, but your jump there of like when he just talked about ammonia and you said, I
Cat
don't know.
zombie. Because I don't know. It smells like cat pee.
I like how I was like, I'm gonna turn into a cat zombie.
Hell yeah.
It doesn't matter. This is all
I
getting
would
cut.
watch. I would watch a
Try it.
sequel to Cats if it was zombies.
And
With
at the buttholes.
That's how they get infected. Do we see your butthole? He's turning. He's turning. Like Bird Box, they see the butthole, they turn into zombies.
No.
All right. So back to it. So Frank asks if he wants to see them, the guy in the basement, that is, Mr. Gooey Face, Tar Man. So they head down to the basement and he shows them the barrels that say property of the army. He opens a cover of one and you can see a slowly decomposing corpse of one. To prove to Freddy that the barrels don't leak, Frank hits it and with his hand and it comically leaks out onto their faces. They end up passing out. Cue credits.
Yes.
I love
the
an
melting
opening.
face is so cool.
Yeah.
We don't. Movies don't do that anymore. It's like TV shows do it. You know, little something, then opening, and having this is like, oh yeah, I forgot it does this. We're in it now.
Yeah. There's some like Scorsese. There's some, I can't remember. There's one movie where it's an hour in and then it does the opening credits. And I'm like,
Yeah,
holy
like,
shit.
what?
I can't remember what it
It's
maybe. I
just
think
now getting started.
some of Scorsese stuff does that. He really likes, it's very kind of 80s and 70s things that they used to do where it's like you got a portion of your movie that's just like set up. And you kind of forget. It's like, oh yeah, didn't realize there wasn't a title screen.
I
yet.
just thought of like imagine, which was a great opening in Alien. They didn't have that opening until after the chest burster. They took a break and then just cut away and they're in space and it
Yeah.
just starts doing the opening tradition. He's like,
yeah.
imagine having then it would be like, oh shit, because you just had no idea.
Yeah. Man, Alien, one of the best. Just the reveal of the name. Oh, I love that they're doing it in Alien Earth
It's
too.
good every episode.
Every episode's a
I haven't seen it
masterpiece.
yet. I gotta watch it.
So yeah, now they're all passed out in the basement. Great, love it. So fun. The crappy slow motion sometimes.
So
I
don't-
fun.
There was another movie because when I started watching it and all that smoke, we're following it through the tubes and stuff as it goes through. I don't know why that made me think of like Batman Tim Burton because I feel like there's a scene where you're chasing stuff down like where it goes and affects. It's kind of like Final Destination. You're following stuff.
Mhm.
I don't know why I really love that. I was like, it just added a different feel. It's like it's so cool just to see it go through.
You know what? It's like how I say I love in my movies. You're seeing the process,
Yeah.
right? Process is fun. You like to see how things start to the finish, right? That's why we like movies.
Well, it's also like because normally it's just like, how did he get infected? Then they would say, but as they're doing their opening intro, it's showing it. It's like this is just cool to see.
So we see the corpse start rapidly decomposing into a goo-like
Yeah.
substance, and the glass breaks. We see the corpses in the freezer start to move. And then we cut to California, 4 p.m., and it's like, what are we doing? It's an Army officer, Colonel Glover, arrives home late. His wife, Ethel Glover, complains that he's He's to be available all time. You got like the what's for dinner, lamb chops. He's like, I had it for lunch. It's like, well, how about you fucking tell me?
Yeah,
next
I was
time?
like, wow, you're a dick.
Yeah, this guy's a dick, and you immediately don't like him.
Yeah,
I
because
love
his
it.
wife like saw it on her face, just like, I'm like, dude.
It's very like Romero, like anti-government sentiment.
Well, I mean, he is like by the books. He's like, okay, because you get like, there's some people who live that like, I feel like still live that drill life of
Sure.
they're just not out of it. It's like, hey, this is a person. You know what I'm saying? I don't care.
Yeah. One, also the government's got to cover their butt.
Yeah.
So he's expecting the chaos to erupt sometime or another. It's clear that he is waiting for the living dead to appear, although they may never have to deal with it. Ethel complains that the radio equipment interferes with her oven.
That's funny, but I, living where I used to, I had really weak internet and I had a router. It was across the house like this. And like, think on the other wall, there's a microwave. Sure. If it would come on, the signal was so weak, it would disconnect me from the internet across the house because it was so weak.
Microwaves.
And come to find out, that's probably was a really bad microwave because like if it's not properly insulated, that means it's leaking waves to knock off that. I was like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah, I hope you didn't stand in front of your microwave when you let it cook.
Why are your balls so huge? They're like beanbags.
I would.
There's an inside joke about Dakota's balls, which we will not go into. So we are back
I don't know anything about Dakota's balls.
It's just perfectly you brought it up.
Yeah.
So we are back with the Gutter Punks. We meet a new guy named Suicide. Hell yeah, we love Suicide.
You know that because it's painted on the front of his car.
And he's the nicest.
God, that's what that was.
He's the nicest guy named Suicide that's a punk you've ever met. Even though he's angry about being nice, he's still a nice punk. They only hang with him when they need someone to drive. They are crazy and kooky. They are all different types of people. You kind of got like your like Tina, the main girl that's with Freddie. She's kind of like this suburban like girl who just kind of has some weird friends.
Weird, like the diversity in that group. Like, is this the Breakfast Club or something?
And then you got the one girl that wears kind of the blue. I think it's kind of a playoff Breakfast
That's what
Club
I was thinking. It's like there's so much diversity here. This does not work.
Yeah, and you got your the girl with like the blue dress on. She's kind of like suburban girl who turned punk, but it's very much got that 80s style to her. You got the just kind of the dunce dude who's just constantly trying to like have sex, but is like you can obviously tell he's kind of suburban. Then you got the two punk rocker guys, and then you got Spider, who's just like, here's our one black guy in the movie.
He's drinking champagne.
He's kind of my favorite out of all the punks.
Yeah,
so
he's the smartest one.
Yeah, he's the best. But yeah, I kind of really like how they have like a different version of all kind of the same character. Right?
And the Chuck or whatever, he looks like Ferris Bueller.
Yeah. It really feels like they went like after all the what's his name, the guy that did
how many tropes
Breakfast
can we
Club
fit
and all
into
them.
this car?
Yeah.
John is his director named John?
John Hughes. Yeah. Yeah. It feels like he's kind of making fun of like all the characters in those movies, which is fun. So they arrive at Unita. Unita, we got it. They have to wait for Freddie to get off so they can hang out in a cemetery. So they hang out in the cemetery waiting. Scuzz has never seen a cemetery before.
I've never heard anybody die. It's like, wow, very privileged here.
Yeah.
The door of Suicide's car says Y.
Yeah.
Just WHY.
It's like, I don't understand, like, Scuzz, he's got, like, such, like, I'm Scuzz, I'm a punk, I've seen shit. But he's like, I've actually never seen anybody
really
die.
scared of cemeteries.
It's just like, why are you so punk? Then Suicide breaks open the gate of the cemetery. Man, good thing.
Not before he gets out his boombox.
Yeah.
Because you gotta have that.
So the cemetery is trash and seems abandoned. They turn on some music and start partying. Back in Unita, we got it. Frank and Freddie wake up. They look in the barrel and the body is gone. Frank says it must have melted to goo. It reeks in there.
I love their just reaction of like, both of them were like, do you know when you smell something really bad and you're trying to get it out? It's like, I feel it. I can feel that you inhaled body gases.
Well, this is like 5 straight minutes of them just coughing.
I know. But the other guy I felt like was more into the older guy just
Yeah. And the way they got, because he sprays some Lysol at some point in this, and they took some time to get Lysol to let them use it. But then they talked to Lysol and they're like, hey, your product is so good that it covers up the stench of rotting corpses. And they're like, we like
great
this.
ad campaign.
Yeah. And it makes me want to get some Lysol for our house. So while stumbling around and barfing, they go upstairs. They don't want to tell their boss, Bert. They look incredibly sick, and then they hear a dog panting.
That's so
They
silly.
check it out, and the half dogs are alive. So fucking sick.
Also, very confused here. It's like, wait, this was a legit body. It's not in a cooler. It was just covered in plastic.
Taxidermied, maybe.
But it.
I don't know.
Oh,
Even though
But they
it
remove
had all their organs.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
I don't know.
because I thought it was plastic. I was like, wait, how is
Does
this?
it have to make sense?
Yeah.
Yes,
Just don't think about it. Just don't think about it.
because there's literally a body right behind him in the cooler. I'm so confused.
I liked all the butterflies.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
yeah. When
everything
it
coming
cuts to
back-
the butterflies, I'm like, fun, so fun. So they freak. Frank starts hitting the dog. They then hear the corpse screaming from the freezer. They lock the freezer. The acting in this is just hilarious.
I love it because he's like, he can't handle it. He's like, oh God, oh God, oh God.
It's fucking like Abbott Costello. Type
It's so
shit.
funny because he's over the top, but I'm like, there's people like that. He's like, because they can't comprehend what they're seeing, and it literally is destroying their world.
Dude. I mean, I probably wouldn't be like "Ah!" the whole time, but
He just
yeah,
inhaled gas.
my
Do you think he could
nerves
think?
would be shot. Like somebody would be like, "What do we do?" I'm like, "I don't fucking know." I'm just gonna get in a car and drive. I
Let's
don't
just
know.
leave,
I'm
yeah.
just gonna get in the nearest plane and I'm just flying to another country. So Freddie wants to call the cops, but Frank stops him. He then says they should call the army, but Frank calls the boss instead. Oh, I love it because they get into this and he's like, okay.
I just
Hey,
He
felt
gets
so
ready.
bad.
Hey, Bert, this is Frank.
He's the
It's so
perfect
good.
person to like calm yourself down. Just do your normal routine.
Yeah, that's why I really like this medical supply thing. Like, they're all like more seasoned actors, so they're just kind of better actors, I think. And, I felt like I don't even know how much dialogue was written for the kids. It just seems like they're just like panic and just say shit. And like they might have a few little things. It feels improv, like the kid stuff, just because it's not the best dialogue, It's but I think that's also kind of the
I
joke.
don't
So
know.
if it is,
Suicide almost had a soliloquy.
Yeah,
there
I know.
in the
Hey,
cemetery.
love suicide. Good thing we don't make money from this podcast yet, because saying suicide
I
500
love
my
times.
God.
suicide.
We did, if we were like on YouTube actually making money, we'd have to be like, and Mr. Unaliving.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that.
That's why sometimes I say unaliving instead of suicide. Yeah.
Ah,
So,
good point.
Yeah. Then he calls Bert. Then we cut to Trash asking Spider, does he ever fantasize about being killed?
Yeah.
And what would be the most horrible way to die? But it's obviously turning her on. She says the best way would be old men surrounding her and ripping her to shreds, just pulling her apart with her hands and biting into her flesh. Then she takes her clothes off, and we hear somebody in the back,
Yeah.
Trash is taking her clothes off again. Get some lights.
Nice.
And then she goes and starts dancing on a grave, and everybody seems to be having fun. We got road flares for some reason.
Hell yeah. Music.
Guy's
that
car
was-
doesn't start, but he does have road flares. I
Fuck
guess
yeah.
that's why he does, maybe.
Safety first.
To let everybody know you're in a cemetery.
Yes, but this is how do we get a girl to take her clothes off and show her boobs in the 80s? I don't know. She's a damn ass freak.
She also did it wrong. She's like, I want to be eaten into her life. I'm sure that won't come up later.
Yeah, that's true. I know. It's the classic, like, we know how you're going to die. But yeah, it's funny.
Muddy boy.
So we cut to Bert yelling at the two Fs, Freddie and Frank. Bert says he is going to be sued now. He says they could destroy all the evidence. They talk about destroying the corpse in the freezer. Freddie, how do you destroy something that's already dead? Bert, I don't know. Frank, that's not a bad question, Bert. It's his line reading. It's kind of sing-songy. That's not a bad question, Bert. And then they made it a song at the end. It's just iconic line, and I named my cat after it.
And we also like between
And Burt
that one
Macklin.
and yeah, that line getting repeated, and I don't know what has happened. Like, because at work something will happen, and I'll sit here and randomly just go to myself, more brains, because I
Yeah.
do the like his face too with it.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. It's this movie just fucking goes.
It's hard, man.
It's just, I don't know.
It's what
It
I
wins.
think of when I think of like 80s. I feel like it just is a perfect time capsule of the time period and of just the themes of everything. I don't know. It just encapsulates the 80s for me. And the way it is, like, this is over the top, but it's so fun to watch. And it
Yeah.
just it feels so free and creative, I guess, because what they do
Yeah.
with the zombies like all the zombies movie we watched, because I watched that movie with you like a few years ago, and I was like, this is amazing.
Mhm.
How have I never heard of this and like introducing the brain thing. I was like, that gives a reason for the zombies. This is amazing.
Well, because the 80s had a very heightened reality to their filmmaking. Everything was always big and ridiculous. And they kind of even led that into the 90s. Like if you think about all the teen drama party movies and stuff, they're always like really kind of like very 90s style where it's like, oh, we're kind of crazy, and you kind of lose that in like the 2000s, and now
because they started doing CGI, so it started looking fake.
Well, if you think about it, it's like because we're kind of talking about like Can't Hardly Wait and like very Gen X movies, and for us, it's like Superbad, which is all our kind of bombastic and crazy movies were kind of just more improv movies, like Superbad, Knocked Up and all that, where it is kind of ridiculous, but it's not, the acting's better. Yeah. Versus like in like the ideas aren't as crazy, they're just more funny. But in this, they're like kind of all the time. I don't know. It's just it's kind of the fun part about this podcast. You just kind of get to see the different types of genres and how they transform throughout the ages. I want to do a whole month where we just do Gen X 90 movies. Oh, nice. Because I actually have a pretty good set now for them.
Things I hate about you.
Well, it's gonna be like probably Can't Hardly Wait. Go. We just watched that last night, and it has a very similar. The way it goes to the plot.
Can't Hardly Wait's the one that like gets, because so I've never
Seth
seen
Green,
that. That's parodied off a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah, like a lot of things like from Not Another Teen Movie come from that and stuff like that.
I was trying to explain to this girlfriend about that. I was like, oh, that's where this is from. And she was like, what do you mean? I was like, well, I've seen Not Another Teen Movie more than I've seen this.
Oh, yeah,
so when I think of where the parody comes from, I was like, this is where it started. And I remember telling her watching, I was like, this is literally the quintessential thing. Like this movie came out, then they started really making fun of the movies.
Yeah. And another two would probably end up being Singles and Reality Bites, which are two very Gen X movies. Anyways, let's get back to the movie. So Bert says they need to destroy the brains. They prepare to kill it. Frank has to hit it with a pickaxe. It's crazy. And Frank is like just crying like crazy.
I mean, valid reason. He's like, I gotta stab this person in the head and he's alive.
Yeah, and then this next part happens. So they open the door and a yellow, or not even fully painted yellow man comes out. And he's bald and he runs straight for Bert. Why do you think he runs straight for Bert and skips the other two humans? Because they're turning into zombies. So he went to the most human person. Yeah. I kind of realized at this time, I was like, oh yeah, he skipped those.
I didn't think about that.
They're turning into zombies.
Because I was like, why did he go for him first?
Dan O'Bannon is a smart screenwriter. In his ridiculous ass movie, he's still smart. Frank and Fred hold him down and he spikes him in the head and the corpse is still alive. So Bert starts to chop his head off. Frank's like, oh yeah.
Hurry up.
Then he's like, be a man, Frank, be a man.
I'm sitting here like, well, he got a valid reason.
Yeah.
But when he gets spiked in the head and he's still moving, that's when I first watched it. I was like, they're fucked.
And the sounds, it's a very... Like, if this is a real situation, like, all the sounds kind of at this point were kind of stressing me out a little bit.
Oh, well, I think
all the screaming. At this point, I'm like, there's been like 10 minutes of like them screaming. I'm like, I started getting on edge. My dog starts whining every 10 minutes because it's raining outside and he wants to play. And I was like, I'm kind of getting stressed.
I got stressed out whenever, after you find out that they're in pain and then they're constantly screaming. I was like, oh.
That makes sense. Everyone's screaming the whole time. It's like, oh, it's meant to keep you on edge because it all happens within a night.
It's like if you look past the flaws, some of the little flaws in this movie, it's a very good like zombie
That's
movie.
why I like it.
So it's very good. So yeah, and so Bert starts to chop off the head. After cutting the head off, the body starts running around. It's so much chaos. They tie the corpse up with ropes, and apparently the movie got it wrong. Brains. You can't just destroy the brains.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
How do you stop them?
Destroy the nuts.
Yes.
So Bert comes up with the idea to burn the body at the crematorium. Across the street, he is friends with the owner named Ernie. To move it, they got to cut it up, though. So the gang is still just hanging out in the cemetery. Trash is still naked. Suicide is complaining that nobody understands him, as like Trash is just humping the shit out of his leg. Trash is rubbing up against her. He pushes her away, telling her to show some respect for the dead.
Yeah, be considerate.
You see this? This means something. It's just like high school edginess, you know? It's just like little shitheads that are probably going to grow up, have normal jobs, or they'll just work in a gas station. It could go either way.
It's funny when you get older and you start to see that and you're just like, teenage angst.
Yeah. Casey,
so much hope for the future.
Yeah. Casey sees Freddy from a distance, but Chuck doesn't think it's them. we meet Ernie, who's embalming a corpse. Freddy, Bert, and Frank sneak up on him while he's listening to his headphone, and then he pulls a gun out on him. I love Ernie.
Yeah, Ernie's
He's a great
fun.
actor, too.
Yeah.
Or
Like, okay.
Bert and Ernie.
Exactly.
That's-
You beat me to the punch. I had it in my line. Bert and Ernie start some small talk after living with each other for a few years on Sesame Street.
Instead of a gun, he pulls out a rubber duck.
So I just want to say, so this is probably some of my favorite shit right here. When it's just Bert and Ernie, hilarious. Just talking with each other. The acting in this scene is fucking fantastic.
Yes.
The way Bert is trying to like slowly build into the, like, by the way, we got a cut up body here. He is so fantastic. And Ernie's like reactions to him and him just being like, you know, talking to him through the rigor mortis thing and just kind of being like, so what are you here for, Bert? Like, what are we doing? Like, I know
checking
you're
out
here
some
for
bodies,
something.
you know?
And it's so wild to think about how this movie could have been lost to time if it didn't come out on DVD. And it's just like, wow, there's like an actual great piece of art here.
That's why you got to preserve as much as you can.
Yeah.
I liked how Ernie was just kind of, well, not even phased by his friends showing up with body parts.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that's why he would explain more about his backstory. He's like, well, I've done some
Yeah, I know.
other
It's
stuff.
like, yeah, I can
It's
take care of that
well,
shit.
this actually
Bring
isn't
it
that
over.
crazy.
I do it all the time.
So yeah, Bert and Ernie, they start with some small talk. Ernie explains rigor mortis, which is very fun. And like the technique where it's like, hey, a lot of like our business is actually word of mouth, you know, like talking about how you have to like flex their bones to help with rigor mortis or like get rid of it. Bert asks Ernie if he can use his crematorium. He tells him that the trash bags are full of rabid weasel. Ernie says they should just take them to the bound. He says it's too cruel to kill the weasels alive. And I'm like, yeah, you guys didn't think of that, you know? But how else do you explain why the bags are moving? Bert decides to just tell him. So he opens up a bag and an arm grabs his leg, ripping at Ernie's pants.
I love his
So
reaction
fun.
in that moment because he's literally like, what the? I felt like
Yeah.
it was like, what the fuck?
And then like kind of like he goes and sits down and they all walk around him. It's like a very real feeling reaction to it, which you don't expect in this movie. Because if you had the kids react to it in the other part, it'd be way over the top. So Ernie is very spooked by this. They have a long story to tell him. And then we cut to the gutter punks. Chuck has a crush on Casey. Casey tells him to choke a chicken.
Yeah.
Tina notices it's almost 10 and goes to see Freddy. She rings the bell, but nobody's there. Then we're back to Ernie is on board with burning the corpse, so it wants something in return. We don't know what yet, but he agrees to burn it. Here's the thing, and then I love that this is a very slow moment, but he like goes and cuts. He hasn't told them whether or not he's gonna do it, and he's like starts cutting his pants, and they're all kind of like on pins and needles, and he's like, "All right, cut my pants off, let's go." It's like, damn, man, it's like, I don't know, I just really like that moment. Because it's like, oh, Ernie's just down for shit.
Yeah,
you know?
no, that's great.
Prequel movie, Ernie when he was a Nazi.
Oh god.
No.
When zombie Nazis.
I actually hate that I know he's a Nazi, potentially,
Yeah, it
because
doesn't
I'm like,
help
I
it.
really liked his character. And now it's just like, fuck.
Yeah, well, I hate you now.
So Ernie tells him he'll burn everything. And apparently the hardest part is to burn is the heart because it's just one tough muscle.
It's so squishy.
They throw, and then they're like, all that will be left is ashes. Like, Ernie, we don't even want ashes. Like, I'll turn it up some more then.
I'm pretty sure
And then they leave.
just because I know about whatever we were watching about crematorium and it was Chimp Crazy that made us show.
Oh.
They talked about crematorium. It's like, yeah, bones don't go away. You have
Yeah.
to grind them up.
Yeah, it has to be like a certain temperature, like 400 and something degrees
Well,
or
I think-
600, something like that.
I don't think they go away. You have to when you scoop it out, you're scooping out chunks of bone and you still have to put it through the grinder
Mm.
to finish making it fully dust because there's still big chunks of bone left.
Sounds like a good job for an intern.
Yeah.
Yeah, a kid who has. I love that when he comes up and they're hiring this kid and they're making him do stuff. And he's like, "Have you ever done this?" He's just telling him phrases like, "I think you need some medical training
Yeah.
for the stuff you're about to have him do."
Yeah. Do y'all ever kind of wish that you were like a mortician or something like that?
A girlfriend, she thought about she was
Yeah.
going to be a
They make good
mortician
money.
at
Yeah.
one point, or something to do with.
My wife also thought of that. She's like, man, I just get to not hang out with people and just have people.
I do like the ones that I've known. I like their dark humor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely changes your worldview because then you start seeing people as what they are, their parts and stuff.
Yeah.
Because when you work with it, you get desensitized to it.
I would just struggle, like, because, a lot of them also, like, are a part of, like, the funeral aspect of it sometimes.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do that.
That would be the hard part because I'm like, I couldn't be around all the sadness all the time.
Because you don't want to get desensitized to that. And it's like, shut up.
Yeah. So they throw everything in. After it starts burning, a ton of smoke goes into the sky. Then it starts to rain.
That
Uh-oh.
was crazy.
This most advanced
the
disease.
lightning.
Yeah. Pretty good effects. Pretty good effects.
I love
Not
it
bad.
because I didn't expect it when you first watch it. It's like, oh shit.
That's
Yeah.
how the zombies wake up.
So then we cut back to the
Do you
teens.
think they do that at the body farm? Is that how they make them grow?
It's like we just plant some skeletons and
Just
then
a bunch of hands sticking out of the
new
ground.
skeletons
little
grow.
water.
It's like Death Stranding where you got the chiral crystals
Yeah.
hands coming out of the ground. So the teens run back to the car. We see smoke coming from the ground as the rain hits. Acid rain,
Well, I love
baby.
because like when I first watched it, I was like, why are they freaking out from some rain? They're punk kids. They shouldn't really care that
Yeah.
much.
Trash.
And then when they
kept
get
their
in
clothes
there,
on.
they explain it, and I was like, makes sense.
Nobody
Yeah.
likes getting wet.
And so like their skin starts burning. They're freaking out. They run back to the car and they have to put up like because it's a convertible. They put the roof back over. And as the corpse burns more, we see the inside of the cemetery as water leaks into a coffin. And then we cut back to Ernie. Ernie tells Bert everything is burnt up. Bert is happy, but Freddie and Frank, they look dead.
Like shit.
Bert says he will take them to the hospital. Frank then freaks out saying he needs to go now because he's got to see his wife. Ernie calls an ambulance to get them. It's like kind of sad because I think Frank knows that he's about to die.
Yeah, he
knows that
definitely
he's
knew.
dying and he wants to see his wife for one last time.
Poor Frank.
That's why his ending scene makes it so much more once you
The
when I
adult
realized
stuff.
that.
Hurts.
But why did the EMTs immediately take him to the hospital?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like sitting here, it's like, well, something's not right. It's like, get them in the thing and leave.
I think
It's
they were
your
just
only
like,
job.
I think they were just like, I don't know what we tell them. Hey, you're dead.
Yeah, no, you just drop them off and you leave.
Yeah.
That's
So the gang minus Tina are still in the car. Then they hear something. We get a shot and hear people screaming in their graves. Then we see corpses crawling. Tina, who is in Unita, we got it, is walking around calling for Freddie. She finds his hat. She goes down to the basement to look around. She hears a noise. And then the most gooeyest, ooeyest zombie comes
So
out
gross.
calling out for brains. It's so good. Gooey, goofy, creepy shit. Love it. I love how like wobbly he is when he like walks. He's like, ugh. And
It's
it's
so wet.
it's just like I want to hug him and then take a shower afterwards.
I love when they do move because like you notice like when they're fighting them later on, there's like
There's two versions of it. Of the creature, they had to have two versions because there's
One
the
that
one
was
in the
dirty?
one in the suit and one that's kind of like that was so. I don't know. I can't remember what the note said, but they had to have two different versions. One like super gooey and one that's like easier to walk around in. Yeah,
here walking around.
yeah. So yeah, then the Tina runs away. She tries to run upstairs, but hey, they talked about earlier in the film. Watch that third step.
That's a bitch.
Throughout the entire movie, they talk about that third step.
I love it. She fell all the way
All
through
the way
it.
through,
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
And then so she runs into a locker and kind of stays in there and she holds it with a bar. The gang decides to run to Unitas. We're getting very Scooby Doo here with them. While I put Gooby zombie, I meant Gooey, is apparently able to think and is going to use a chain to pull open the doors for Tina. Awesome.
When because all my previous things of zombies are usually they're stupid.
Yeah.
And when he sits there and starts doing that, I was like, oh my God, they're intelligent.
He
Because
sits
they-
down with a cup of tea, crosses his
Yeah.
legs.
He just looked at it like, immediately figured it out.
They still have.
And think about how old that zombie
Brains.
probably is. And
Yeah.
he immediately
Get
was
them
ready
brains.
to.
Yeah. So yeah, then the gang decides to go into Unita. We got it. While the gooey zombie is apparently able to think and is going to use chain to pull open the doors for Tina. The gang hears Tina screaming and they go to rescue. As they get into the basement, Suicide immediately gets his brains eaten.
Yeah.
And then like the other crew like opens it. More brains.
Love
Yay,
it.
They're here.
The zombie
DoorDash.
Yeah. The zombie then goes after the rest of the group, including Tina, who is with them now. We cut to an ambulance arriving. The paramedics look at Freddie and Frank. They tell them that they have no vitals, no heartbeat or anything. They're dead. The medics are stumped. They're like, I guess we should probably get you guys out of here, right?
No. We gotta figure this out first.
Yeah, I do really like when they come in, they perform their little like blood pressure test, and they're like, well, our machine might be broken, so let's switch. And they do that. And then they're like, hey, let's go talk without them real quick.
What are you saying?
I always like to see like certain tech you see
Process. It's a bit of a process.
and how different it was because when they're using the thermometer, they got that huge machine on the other side attached. It's like, let's think of it now. It's literally like watches can almost tell your temperature now.
Yeah. So, then we cut back to the Scooby Gang, and they are freaking out after barring the basement door. They run back outside to go to the mortuary, but get stuck under a mausoleum. They then see a rad skeleton emerge from the ground. He's like, and I love that the music starts as soon as his mouth opens, like, rah, da, 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 da. Oh, that skeleton, one of the top skeletons that really exists.
It just makes me think Evil Dead.
You got that, and then probably the next best one would be Army of Darkness,
Oh yeah,
because they have a lot of really good skeletons in that. I said I would stop saying skeletons.
you can't.
So, can't. I love it. I love the word. They run back in. They see the skeleton. He emerges from the ground. It's like, hell yeah, chaos ensues. Trash gets separated. Because I love there's this one part where it's like very flooded now in the cemetery. Tina falls and falls into the puddle, and she's, instead of just getting up and running away, she's like splashing like, yeah, and they like pick her up. And then trash gets separated from everybody, and then
Still not wearing pants.
She's just like, my skin. And then all of these old people come and rip her
Oh
apart.
no, it's just what she wanted.
And then we'll see her a little later. The medics tell them they're essentially dead, but still conscious. Suddenly, the gang starts bashing on the door. Ernie lets them in. I will say, kind of this part, it's like a little bit too much chaos and it's running around. Everybody's just screaming. I'm like, low point of the movie, just for a second.
Sure.
But it's only Scuzz, Spider, and Tina. They tell him that dead people are coming out of the ground. Casey and Chuck are being chased to Unita, we got it, by zombies yelling for brains. The medic are outside and you hear people screaming in pain. They get in the ambulance and turn on the light to meet with a bunch of zombies.
Love that scene.
They get eaten.
That was awesome.
So-
He's like, more
It's
It's funny when they
Paramedics.
walk out because they're like, okay, we
Paramedics.
got to get these guys going. And then they hear people screaming. It's like, we need to get those people taken care of. It's like, you got people who are literally dead in here.
Yeah. So I guess I'll get to it a little later when we get to our categories. The three tell Bert about the zombies. Casey and Chuck call the cops, but a zombie jumps through the window. Ernie and Bert decide it's time to leave. Tina is reunited with Freddie. Ernie goes outside to his car. He sees the ambulance empty and then sees one of the paramedics getting his brains eaten by a small person zombie.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't a small person, though.
Yeah.
It's supposed to have his legs chopped off. right?
Yeah, I think so.
And then when he cuts away, he's running. It's
Yeah,
like,
it was hilarious.
So the group tries to call for help, but the lines are dead. And they hear zombies trying to break in all over. They bar up the place to keep the zombies out. We cut to the zombie eating the medic's brains, though then one of the zombies requests more paramedics.
Bring hot sauce.
Hell yeah. The gang successfully boarded up all the rooms. Spider says they have to go. Tina decides she's just going to stay with Freddie and Frank. They go back to the embalming room. The teens want to know what happened, and he tells them that, smoke, everything came back to life. Freddie, Frank, they did. They did alive. Freddie says that he is stiffening up. Ernie seems curious and tells him he is going into rigor mortis.
No.
Kind of crazy and probably the most terrifying thing that could probably happen to you, right?
While you're alive.
Yeah, you're just like,
Yeah,
oh,
that'd be
wait,
scary.
I'm going into rigor mortis as a live person?
because
Yeah,
nothing's moving normally anymore.
Yeah.
It's kind of like having scurvy, right? You get lockjaw or you can't move your jaw
Yeah.
anymore.
Just need some-
Isn't that tetanus?
Yeah, probably the same thing. I don't know.
Either way, eat some oranges, guys.
Fresh
So
fruit.
suddenly they hear sirens. It's another ambulance. And as soon as they get out, they are immediately attacked.
They're smart. They wait.
More
Yeah.
paramedics.
Suddenly,
And they're like, "Brains!"
Suddenly they hear zombie breaking through the boards and almost completely decomposed corpse grabs Scuzz and bites his brains. Ugh, the biting of the heads,
So
And
good.
brains.
Squirts out blood all over the
so
wall.
brutal, man. It's great. Suddenly they hears, already said that. Ernie stabs the corpse and takes it for examination. He wants to know what it wants. He asks its questions. Ernie, you can hear me? Half woman. Yes. Ernie, why do you eat people? Half woman, not people. Brains. Ernie, brains only? Half woman. Yes. Ernie, why? Half woman. The pain. What about the pain? The pain of being dead.
Shit, lady.
Laughing in surprise to his friends. It hurts to be dead. I can feel myself rot. Eating brains, how does that make you feel? It makes the pain go away.
Love it.
So rad.
Such good lore. I love it.
It's truly what makes this movie fun good to fun great.
Yes.
So Bert and Spider and Ernie try to come up with a plan. Bert says they can only burn them. Then we see Trash arise from the mud and is back alive.
Sexy as ever.
Didn't eat her brains, didn't like eat anything. She's like she's completely white. Her mouth is a little like, she's almost like, you know how you'll have like vampires, then you have like the main vampire who's like really
Their
like
jaws
grotesque.
extend out extra.
Really cool touch to her because it's like, of course she's gonna be iconic. She's a naked woman through the whole movie.
But it's like, you think this movie
They made
can't
her-
get any more rad?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that was a really cool lore bit. It makes it like, this is a good movie. Then it's like, now we're back to fun because just rock metal music
Yeah.
playing. And she's sitting here just walking around. Like,
Yeah.
what is happening? I'm so down for it.
Sultry zombie.
So great. So we see a homeless man walking around and Trash walks up to him and bites him. She's completely pale and face looks kind of monstrous. Casey and Chuck are still in Unita. We got it. Waiting for rescue. Casey, Chuck, I never liked you. Oh, but God, hold me tight. So this is a weird little line. Bert wants to contain Frank and Freddy. Tina doesn't want to do it. They are going to put them in a chapel. Any little movement is agony for them, though, as they scream while being moved.
Yeah, I screamed a lot.
Yeah, they're
They're all bruised up.
I feel like
Cool.
their throats probably hurt after this movie, right?
Oh my
Like,
God.
Jesus.
I try and think, I was like, well, who knows how many toxins your body's probably releasing in that moment, and they're able to feel stuff. I
Yeah.
was like, I always try and think of like a rational reason, because zombies, realistically, when you start to decay, like you can't work. So I was like, well, how does a virus make it? And I always try and think, what makes it keep it alive? So I was like trying to sit here, like, well, maybe right now this is happening to their body. This is happening. They're decaying, so no more toxins. Because when you die, all those toxins come out, and that's why they're in pain so much.
Yeah.
Just love to think about
What
it.
would have made what was the movie we said about the Romeo and Juliet zombies? What do we call that?
Warm bodies?
Warm bodies. That would be the only thing that made that movie. Well, that made it a lot better if all the zombies like, ow, I love you. Ooh, it hurts.
I got
but-
something that's got some rigor mortis for you.
The point of that movie is that love can bring the dead back to life.
I
So-
don't know. Like, what was it? The people who made it wasn't Clerks, but it was the one that came after Clerks, where the woman had sex with the dead man in the bathroom.
Oh, that was
Didn't bring him back to life.
you know what you're talking about?
Mm-mm.
So it's Rosario Dawson's character, I
Yeah.
thought. And
Clerks too?
maybe
No, it wasn't Clerks 2. It was called something else. I can't remember though.
it wasn't. I remember that scene. Like, he was supposed to go on a date with her, and she's like, "Oh, you came in the bathroom and stuff, and did stuff," and it was just the guy went in there and died, and the lights are off.
Yeah.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, and
That-
she's like going to the hospital because she's like, yeah, she's going to a mental hospital. She's a little fucked up. I'm gonna go visit her.
What the fuck? How did I miss this movie?
It's I
It's
think
just a small part of the movie.
I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure it's Clerks, like one of the two Clerks.
It'd have to be Clerks 2. But
That-
she's like, I don't remember that happening to Rosario Dawson. That was the first DVD I ever bought in my history of my
Well,
life
then
was
maybe
Clerks
I'm
2. Jason's looking it up. He'll get
putting
us
her,
worse.
her face on. I don't really remember either, because I just know when the Clerks 2 was like the donkey show and stuff, right?
Also has the ABC musical at the top of the thing. I love that movie.
It was funny because I was kind of not in the mood for it, and my girlfriend's way of getting me to watch it is like, it's got Rosario Dawson. I was like, okay, so get to see her boobs, and I was like, okay, you can put it on. And then I'm sitting here waiting for the scene, and then all she's just doing is dancing around, and she's got a tank top on. Yeah, and I looked at her and said, "Is that what you were talking about?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "That's not scene."
You would have to watch the movie Alexander.
Fuck, I can't find it. I don't know what it is.
Rosario or Clerks.
I don't even know how to look it up. We'll figure it out at the
I'll be
end.
back to you.
We'll message it up. So, the cops arrive at the mortuary. They get out to look around and get bombarded by tons of zombies. Then a zombie gets on the radio and says, "Send more cops."
Love it.
Ernie, Bert, and Spider are still trying to come up with a plan to get out. Ernie comes up with an idea to use, what type of acid?
hydrofluoric.
some sort of acid, but they don't have a lot of it. It's just a tiny little jar. Freddy and Frank are just screaming in pain and finally die for 1 second and then immediately act like zombies and go after Tina. Bert, Ernie, and Spider come in to save her. Ernie uses acid and it stuns Freddy and blinds him. I love the part where Tina's kind of talking to Freddy and it's just like, I want brains. It's like the transition to it was great.
I think it was Chasing Amy.
Oh, really? I don't remember that portion.
What?
So we'll get back. We'll figure that out. I'll have to rewatch that movie. So Freddy and Frank are just screaming in pain and so they save Tina and take her back, take her to the back. The half body on the table just starts yelling brains. Then they hear more zombies breaking in through the door. While barricading the door, Ernie hurts his ankle and can't walk. They decide it's time to go for the cars. Freddy breaks down the door, but he is blind. Bert is going to run to the cop car along with Spider. Then they will pick up Tina and Ernie. Ernie, that favor you asked for me? Watch your ass out there. It's like, damn. So Spider and Bert make a run for it. They make it to the car and drive to pick up Ernie and Tina, but the car is completely covered. I mean, this plan had no shot from the beginning.
No.
Bert decides to split. You got Tina and Ernie like, Tina's like, they're leaving us. How could they do that? Ernie's like, do you see all the zombies out there?
I love it because it's the realistic of like, we gotta go back for them, and then they try and go back to get them.
It's like, well, they're fast zombies, and you're not moving very fast.
Yeah, I was like, this is the most realistic way. It's like, we'll get to them later, and they're safe where they're at.
And like Ernie's just like, this is what they got to do, Tina. There's nothing we can do about it. So they successfully make it out of the cemetery, but run into a ton of zombies on the streets because shit's real now. Eventually crash into you, Nita. We got it. They are reunited with Chuck and Casey. Freddy is still going buck wild looking for Tina and Ernie. Tina! Just smashing every single thing.
Yeah.
They're just like, all right, you can't see, so how about you specifically find everything breakable and hit it?
He's a red flag.
Yeah. They decide to hide up in the attic. Freddy runs in just as they get out. He looks rad. We cut to Frank, who's in the crematoria. He turns it on and hops in. So sad because he gets in there and you got like this song playing that's kind of like a little bombastic and it's kind of sad. You see, opens up turns on the fire. It's taking off his rings, places it to the side, pulls out the thing, gets in it, and then just like pushes himself in, closes it up. He's not screaming yet. And then it cuts to the front of the door. And it's like, well, I like Freddy.
I did too.
I like Frank. He was a good guy. One of the best guys I ever met. So we cut to the cops arriving. A shit ton of cops. Every cop in town. And soon as they get out of their cars, they're ambushed. You got the zombie cop just waving them in. It's so good. A police helicopter sees all this. Bert needs a phone, and the only one left is in the basement, but Bert says he's going to knock the head off the gooey guy. They're back with Tina. Freddy is pleading for her to come out because he can smell her brains. Bert and Spider release the goo zombie, and Bert knocks its head off. They run down to the basement. It's kind of like, damn, he was that easy to kill.
Well, I mean, he is like bone and stuff.
I know. It's just like, man, none of y'all could have just like hit that guy's head, huh? So Bert calls for help. He pleads with the cops to get him. Suddenly, all the zombies leave the cemetery and start attacking the cops. No help anytime soon. Essentially, Bert decides to call the number on the side of the barrel. Also, I skipped the part where they eat all the cops. One guy's, send more brains. One of the best parts. So then we cut to, Bert calls the number on the side of the barrel. Then we cut to Colonel Glover, who is put in touch with Bert. After he receives the info, a bunch of what did you do and what happens? Because that's what he's like, what'd you do then? Okay, and then what happened?
Yeah.
So then what did you do? And then what happened when you did that?
How long did that last?
How did that last? And then what did you do? So after he receives the information, he goes to a room of computer. He talks to his commander. We cut to a man who receives order and coordinates. One of the worst actors in the movie.
Yes.
We see a missile. He's like, it was this guy, 18, about to fucking launch a nuclear missile.
Yeah.
I love the way they also launched the nuclear missile in a like giant mortar. I'm like, what are we doing here?
That's the reality of it. Like the people who are like taking care of our nukes are just kids.
It's wild.
Yeah, but isn't it a
Military.
missile that gets shot, not something that gets loaded into a mortar that does? Those don't shoot that far.
It
Oh,
seemed like
yeah.
it was in random, like Colorado or something, right?
Yeah,
Well,
like,
you have to have that for something like that. You usually have to have it in the same state. And I was like, that thing's nearby. They were preparing for this place. I
Yeah.
guess it would make sense because if they knew, because around that area, and I didn't know it also took place in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah, it's Kentucky. Yeah. So we see a missile launcher preparing to launch a nuclear warhead. It gets shot. We get a still shot of zombies, and then we see a mushroom cloud at 5:01 a.m.
Boom.
and
Oh, yeah.
only 4,000 dead, we learn. We hear Grover saying everything is taken care of, and that it was pretty successful for what they just did, and that the rain is taking care of the fire, but also burning people's skin. But it shouldn't be that big of a deal.
We don't have to worry
It's
about
like,
it
and it
anymore.
repeats. Yeah, the rain will take care of it. The rain will take care of
And
it.
then now the virus is spreading everywhere. More zombies awaken. And then we essentially see everything, like the same
Yeah.
shots from earlier when the acid was raining down on the guy with the shoes. And then one more time, the best skeleton in the world comes out. He's like,
I'm
yeah,
back, baby.
you can't get rid of me. The end. Mwah. So, what is the point of Return of the Living Dead?
Huh.
Mine is government oversight. It's kind of what all the zombie movies are.
Yeah.
Well, some of them are about racism, some are about government oversight. This one is about, I don't know, I think like our fear of what the government may be
Well, it's the same thing as,
doing to people and the experiments
Or
and
what are they forgetting about?
and how much they like their experiments, how much they don't know what is going to happen with what they're just sending out and using on people and things like that. I kind of think that's probably what the heart of it is. And the other part is fucking brains, baby.
Love it.
brains.
I don't know if there's really any more. There's
No.
probably not
Yeah.
actually any point
You
just to
think
have
about
fun.
whenever like a big project and gets canceled, what do they do with all the stuff?
Yeah.
Do they clean it up?
Exactly.
What's the reason it got canceled? It worked and we couldn't control it. We had a outbreak or something.
You know, so we just put it in the basement.
I assume Area 51's just like full of poison and stuff and
I
just
hope
like
so.
old tech that they don't know what to do with and just like no one can come here because we have all
It's
the gases.
really dangerous.
Unless you got a Naruto run at us.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's the only thing that can go past our sensors.
All right, so we'll hit our next category. The good, the bad, the ugly, the fine.
Although that brings up a funny moment. I did have in the military. We were testing out these sensors we had that we were supposed to be put around the perimeter, and this guy was like, "I wonder if I can get past it just by running fast." And turns out, yeah, you can.
Like, hey, they don't work if you run fast.
That's awesome.
Like in a car? No, just on foot.
No.
Well, let's just hope they
He
have.
did not Naruto run, but he could have.
It just makes you more aerodynamic. So we'll go to our next category. The good, the bad, the ugly, the fine. It's where we discuss the good of the film, something we liked, a scene, a character, whatever. The bad, something we didn't like, something that didn't, we just, a scene, a character, whatever. I'm just saying the same thing. And then we got the ugly, something that didn't age well. The fine, something that did age well. Anybody want to start off?
For the good?
Yeah.
The good? The differences in this movie and how it just felt like it was like, I'm going to be different. And just everything feels like it's executed very well. Just between the zombies, what they do, their purpose. Everyone's, even though they're over the top acting, it's still fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Ultimately, I think for me, it's like the characters. I liked them all. They're all fun. And it was just like, it was a very like diverse types of people, in like the
Sure.
80s. That was really cool. And ultimately the goofiness and this practical, or I'll do that for later. But yeah, the goofiness. It was just a good movie.
It's just it was pretty fun to watch.
Yeah. What
that's
do you
all-
got?
That's all I'm gonna
You're
say.
good.
It's
It's like
just
the
fun to
good
watch.
is I had fun.
Yeah, it's just fun to watch.
Good
Um,
family
Interesting.
movie.
No.
So for the bad, I really didn't have anything for the bad. I mean, some of the bad is what I liked about it.
Right,
You know?
like the zombies coming out that when the muddy zombies,
Yeah.
and you could just they're
Yeah.
totally just regular people.
Regular people,
With
like
a little
it,
bit of
it
prosthetic.
seemed like the yellow guy. He wasn't even fully painted yellow.
Yeah,
You could see like his butt, like
his dick was painted yellow.
when he got closer to his butt crack, it was like less yellow, and I was like,
he just reminded me of like the guy from like Sin City.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
all I could
think of.
The gross guy.
yeah, ugh. I gotta rewatch that. See if it's anything still.
I tried watching. I was gonna watch Sin City one day, and I was like, "Oh, they got Sin City 2. Let me try and watch it." And I was like, "Oh wow, this is not good. I'm
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't care much. For the second
Y'all got anything for the bad?
done." Maybe don't have her naked the whole time. I don't know why.
I get it. It's just
if you notice, she
there
does
was a
get
producer.
close.
Hey, how about we have the girl have her tits out? How about that? Huh? Give me something good to watch for once.
Yeah, but then even when she did put on clothes, she still had her
It got-
butt out.
Well,
Yeah.
it was like when they were downstairs, she had a thing around because I saw her walking away
Yeah, she
with
put a sheet on.
Yeah, and then it gets caught on the stairs. She's just like, oh, because that's their whole theme is like when she takes her clothes off because she went to pick it up and then she ran off and just left. It's like, why are you? I guess because it's soaking wet now. It doesn't matter.
Ew.
I will say that at least when they used it in the story, they made good use of her
Sure.
being naked
Yes.
because of the acid rain, and it might have not even actually been a producer being like, "Hey, pop out some tits," because that's what
I mean, it goes with the
that's
movie.
how
but
all producers were in the 80s and 70s with horror movies. But like, I mean, they kind of made it a thing. It's like, oh, it's this like edgy girl. It's like, I don't care about showing my body, and then it's like,
Just got banging body.
bitch, acid rain. You didn't think of that, did you?
jumping in a pool too.
She seemed like she would if she
But
lived,
she got-
she
I
probably
think I'm
would've
just
grown
kinda
up
like,
in a nice lady.
I didn't need to, but she was pretty badass when she came up later, even
Yeah.
though we didn't get anything from it. And I loved everybody at the end when the missiles come in and doing the typical.
Yeah.
Everybody can hear it, even Bert and them downstairs. Which I love the way it
Hey,
just
what's that
en-
noise?
We're fucked.
Like he literally is still on the phone, and dude's busting through. And usually you get some kind of more resolution. It's just like it's over. Story's over for
Hell
him.
yeah.
Yeah. So for the ugly, I got look, it's fine, right? That there's some bad makeup work. It just like it seemed like they blew their load on Tarman's budget, right? But that's totally fine, whatever. But for the ugly, it's just like nudity for the sake of nudity. It kind of feels like that, right? Especially when she's dancing, it's like. But then, as the movie goes, it's like, it sucks for her. Seemed like they kind of made it a point, but that's the only thing I could really
That's how you know
think
that
of.
they're bad kids.
Yeah.
Because only bad kids get
Yeah,
naked.
only gutter punks get naked. Gutter trash. Anybody else got something for the ugly? The lack of carry.
Ethel had a bad rap.
Oh yeah,
bad
the
husband.
mom.
Yeah.
They're the woman.
The wife.
Yeah, and just the fact that it potentially like the government's totally fine with turning their weapons on American citizens.
Yeah, hell yeah, they
Well,
are.
how do you think they're
It's
gonna
badass.
test?
Luckily it's not relevant. So let's cut to the fine. Something that aged well. I think we all know what it is. Tarman.
I never knew he had a name.
He rules. Yeah, and it's great. Death Stranding 2.
Tarman, yeah.
Yeah, Tarman. It's totally blanking on one of my favorite directors' names.
Guillermo del Toro?
Mad Max Fury Road, the director of the Mad Max series.
George Miller?
George Miller.
Oh, I forgot he's in this. Yeah.
You should look up his Justice League movie. And that's where we're ending it. That discussion. Yeah, he had a Justice League movie. He uses the Flash in the most perfect way possible.
Maybe I've seen some stuff on that.
Kevin Smith talked about it on one of his podcasts.
He had some of didn't he have Martian? Like he had
Yeah,
I think I've seen some of it.
and like Kevin Smith was like talking about like the ending to what the Flash does and started crying.
Oh.
Because Kevin Smith is our crier.
Well, he's also a big comic person because he was sitting here like talking about how he liked Batman v Superman or Justice League or something. I don't remember exactly.
He almost had a hand in all those 2000s and 90s superhero movies. Because they're like, who likes superheroes? The guy that spent all his movies talking about them. Because he like wrote on Daredevil, like that movie and stuff.
With Ben Affleck?
Yeah, he like came in to punch it up and tell him some things about it. Which they didn't fully take all of his ideas.
Obviously.
And probably why it sucked butt.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're gonna move to our next category, double feature. It's where we recommend a movie to go alongside this movie. I decided to pick a perfect movie for a podcast talking about zombies. It's called Pontypool. It's low budget. It takes place in Canada. It's a radio host interrupts the possible outbreak of a deadly virus which infects the small town of Ontario he is stationed in. So yeah, I was like, I actually really like this movie. It's like two people stuck doing a radio show. Guy's got a great voice. And then like he starts getting calls that there's like something happening outside and it's very snowy. So people are kind of trapped in and zombies kind of come in. It's a little brutal and it's just really fun. It's going to be low budget and it's going to be slow, but I've only watched it once, but it's,
I think if you even are low budget, as long as you do like decent zombie makeup,
yeah,
you got me.
I just thought it's like kind of a great movie. And especially now that we do this podcast, which is essentially a radio show. I'm like, oh yeah, what if I was doing this podcast and all of a sudden there's zombies? And I'm like, hey guys, do y'all hear that? It's like, we got to make sure to upload this at the start of the zombie apocalypse. But yeah. Do you got anything?
Like, movie?
Double feature?
Yeah. Day of the Dead. The one I was talking about. I was like, that's the one that I can genuinely say, like, because I went back and watched it recently. I was like, I enjoy this movie. I just like
It's the one I've watched the least out of the trilogy.
It's really slow because it's a lot of the main thing is dealing with the asshole military dudes.
Yeah.
Who are like the scientists trying to do their things and experiment. And they're just like, they're fucking doing that. Just the people who are there, stationed there, are fucking assholes.
I will say, military and zombie movies never get a good rap. Like, think of a 28 Days Later. You know, where they go and it's like all that military, and they're like, we're taking you girls.
Yes.
We got to keep my men happy. And it's just like, every time I watch this, I forget. It's a very rapey ending. But then it's so satisfying when they fucking die. Then you think Cillian Murphy is an actual zombie, but he's just like, just enraged.
The part where he gets the one drop of blood fall in his eye.
Oh, man. That eye moody, baby.
So I was thinking, I didn't know that.
Because that's kind of what he's get away from me.
All the rage I'm thinking of. I stopped my toe 2 years ago.
A chew toy. Yeah.
Sorry, you go.
No, you said Pontypool. I was trying to think of the movie where the infection is spread by words. And it's Pontypool. So
yeah,
that was also going to be
oh my God. Oh, that's so cool that you watched it. So in the fact that we had the same one, I'll throw another one out. It's a very low budget movie. It's called The Battery. It's about two kids during the zombie apocalypse. They're baseball players and they're just kind of in the woods, like alone. And they're like some of the last people left. And it's kind of about like the way teenagers might realistically go about it. You know, all they have is their bats, the battery.
Yeah.
Nice. I mean, it's like, it goes even to the point where it's like, shit, I'm stuck in this. There's this one part where, you know, it's teenagers, they're horny. And there's like, so like one of the kids is trying to be alone, masturbating in the car. And there's like this zombie woman. And it's like, that's all they have to do. It's just kind of one of those, I remember I watched it a while ago. And I know that sounds like scuzzy or whatever, but it's kind of just like, these are fucking, testosterone-filled teenagers, and it's a little bit more deeper than what I just explained. It's just that was one of the moments where I was just like, oh yeah, a teenager's probably going to masturbate during the zombie apocalypse, and how are they going to do that? But it was a really good, like, low-budget indie movie that I really enjoyed, so that can be another one.
We know
you can
Jesse's
watch.
favorite scene from it.
Man, I completely just ruined anybody watching that movie. But it's like just look up reviews, you'd like it. Also, another one, I actually learned this because of James Gunn. Zombie movie. That's not gonna show it up at all. I might just say fuck it. It won't talk about
it. Generic zombie movie.
It's not even a real zombie movie. It's just kind of like people are filming a TV show, and I end up fucking crying at the end of this movie, man. It was so good.
Wait, I think I've seen that.
It's One Cut of the Dead. It starts off like they're filming a zombie movie, and you can tell it's low budget, one shot the whole time zombie movie. And then there's this whole like second story about them making the movie. And man, I fucking cried. It's good. Oh, there's Contracted that y'all were talking about. I also want to watch this movie called The Girl with All the Gifts.
Yeah, I read the book.
It was apparently like it's like got really good reviews and stuff.
Is it a movie now?
Yeah, it was on Netflix for the longest time. It's on Tubi now.
Oh no.
Hey guys, we did it.
Yay.
Yeah. It's time to stop this and watch football, baby, because it's the first Sunday of football.
Nice.
Titans play at 3. Let's root for my boy Cam Ward. Let's go.
I know these
Anyways.
are football words you're saying.
Yes. First down, third down, touchdown.
Score the points.
Offsides.
I still like think it's funny. He knows all that, and the thing that still just it makes me laugh so much because when I first started fantasy, I won twice, and like they would talk about, I was like, well, he didn't even do this. Like, I don't know if that means. And the faces these people would get at work of like, he's one dude, he doesn't even know this.
He doesn't know anything. You know what he'd do? He'd come to me and be like, what should I do? And I'd tell him, like, it fucking works for you, but not me.
That year you had was just terrible luck. That was awful. When you pointed it out and I started paying attention to it because my team was crap, I was like, he legit like has awful luck right now. I was like, if it was someone else we know, it would. Yeah,
I build the best fantasy team for the first half of the year, and I'm constantly the highest scorer. And then I lose every game because I'm the second highest scorer, and I played the first highest scorer. And then my team gets injured, and then I barely make the playoffs, and I lose by a blowout. So, join us next week for more horror, baby, because we're doing The Ritual. Hold on. Forgot to bring it up.
I see that new South Park with the Labubu's.
I
So-
watched it.
Yeah, it's The Ritual. It's on Netflix. It was a Netflix movie. It's a group of college friends reunite for a trip to a most dangerous country in Europe, Sweden. That's just what the fucking IMDb says. Encountering a menacing presence that's stalking them. Whoa, this thing is IMDb is filled with fucking mistakes. It's David Bruckner. I thought about doing his other movie, and I don't know if y'all have seen this. It's shit. Just give me.
I was very surprised by that movie when I first watched it because it was on Netflix.
The
and I
Night
enjoyed
House. If y'all haven't seen The Night House, it's a really good movie. David
Sounds
Bruckner also has probably the best segment of the very first VHS, which is the very first one. It's called Amateur Night. It's with these kids go and they're trying to like film them having sex with a girl, and
that's the girl who like
yeah, that's it. He
Yeah.
hasn't seen
Wow,
it.
I haven't
It's
seen it at all.
rad.
it's so that's a good one to start off with because that immediately like I'm in this now.
VHS 1 is about shitty boys getting their comeuppance. Just to let you know. But Night House, something cool about The Ritual and Night House, and even like Hellraiser. Cool thing about David Bruckner, he's kind of like like I said it earlier, he's like what do you call
Environmental
it?
like
Well, what do you call whenever you're making a house? You're building a house.
You make a
Architectural
house.
horror. Like the way he blends the environment into the horror, like especially in The Ritual when they're in that convenience store.
yes, that was a very good scene.
He's one of like some of our most creative horror filmmakers right now. Too bad his Hellraiser wasn't enough. It just didn't go hard enough for me.
But the thing is that I feel like it was held back because of who owned it, which is Disney.
Well, it was like I think originally made by Fox and then Disney got it, or maybe
yeah, I
it's
think
just
he was
Disney.
almost done with it, and then they finally finished their merger, and then I was not expecting it to come out.
Yeah,
I still enjoy it. But yeah, I feel like he could have probably if he had full reign.
yeah.
like-
It is just characters just were making stupid decisions, but that's every horror movie. So join us next week for The Ritual. It's great. We're in fucking Halloween season, baby. Yeah, it's the best time of the year. Football, horror movies, Halloween. Leaves. Gotta have to deal with that shit though.
But the best part, no mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
man.
join us next week for that. And if you want to leave us some fan mail, at the top of the description, we have a link that you can click. It says, send us some fan mail. At the bottom, we have our email. We recommend mailbag@gmail.com. Please stop sending spam. People that listen to this podcast that just want me to use their editors and shit. Okay? That's not what we're here for.
Do it right. Go, send more
Or
emails.
Leave us a good review. We've got a couple over the last couple weeks on Apple. Got some new followers on Spotify, which is fun. So if you listen but you don't follow. It makes more people listen, and I don't know, just fucking do it. I'd like to thank Joey Prosser for our intro and outro. I'm getting belchy. You can follow him on X at Mr. Joey Prosser. And damn it, this has been the We Recommend podcast. I'm Jesse.
I'm Jason.
I'm Dakota.
Send more podcasts. Bye.